Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich working with you to get rich with crypto, and in this video I had the pleasure of interviewing Nikhil Sethi. Nikhil is the Communications and Marketing Director for Morpheus Network, and I'm going to speak to him and find out how come Morpheus Network has the really great communication strategy that it does. Now if you have any comments, questions, put them in the description below, and also please subscribe to my channel. I will keep covering Morpheus Network. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, and join my Telegram group. And if you're watching this on YouTube, come over to my BitTube channel because that's where I post my videos first.
Tired of just playing for fun? Make a living just by playing your favorite games. You can make anywhere from 1% to 1,000% return depending on the difficulty of the game. Play, win, earn. Bet VERUS.
Hey Nikhil, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Thank you, Rich. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, it is. It's been a while arranging this, and you are in Mumbai, where it's much, much warmer than here in England.
And in fact, I'm in Delhi.
You're in Delhi?
Much warmer in Delhi, but yeah, still managing.
Oh, that's it. That's still warmer. I think that's warmer than Mumbai as well, isn't it? Delhi generally.
Bombay is much more humid, and Delhi is hot and dry.
Hot and dry. Very good. Very good. Okay. Yeah. And you are the communication director for Morpheus Network? Is that right?
Yeah, you can call me the communications director. You can call me the marketing director. So whatever communication you see happening, behind the scenes or in the public domain, so I manage everything along with the team.
Okay. All right. Good. And we're going to talk about what you do at Morpheus Network and the communication strategy and how come it is the way that it is. So I'm going to start by saying my understanding of Morpheus Network, and if there's any gaps, then you can fill it in. And it doesn't need to be very technical, but essentially Morpheus Network are using the blockchain to build a middleware solution for the supply chain industry. So if you think about a sofa that gets built in China, some furniture, they got the resources coming from Africa or South America, traveling all the way over to China to be built, and then it's got to be shipped and sent to, say, Britain. And along the way, from the natural resources to the manufacturing plant to the wholesaler and then the retailer, what Morpheus Network are building is a seamless, smooth, effortless middleware solution that's able to track all the information that needs to be passed on from one point to another, from one agency to another, audit, quality controls, delivery times, all ordering stuff, all that sort of thing. Now, I don't know.
Absolutely. Add to that automated compliance, visibility. In terms of when we say middleware platform, that may be Greek to a lot of people. Okay. In simple language, I'll explain that, okay, if you send a sofa from China to maybe Argentina, so you will have the technology for you to have 100% visibility and make sure your payments are streamlined and make sure your compliance is in order. So you will have everything on the platform. And in fact, what we have done essentially is we have used a legacy technology. Like you're an exporter or you could be a manufacturer. So you don't have to adopt Morpheus Network and dump your technology. You can actually transfer your technology. We can pull data from your Excel files. We can pull data from your existing ERPs and have everything streamlined on the Morpheus Network platform.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that bit. Because I had this idea that they would have to replace, I'm not technically minded, but if having to replace Windows XP with the next version of Windows, whatever it is, right? I'm on a Mac, so I don't know. But you're saying that it can use whatever's already in place and just extract the relevant data.
Absolutely. So wow. Even if a company, let's say an old company that doesn't have a lot of sophisticated technology or software, and they still use the old-fashioned way of maintaining the files, maintaining the Excel sheets. So in that case, our platform can quickly, so it's an automated process. So we can quickly turn that data into a dashboard where you will have all the visibility and then you have the action items on how we can actually help you.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right. Now, you are the communications and marketing director, and you've been with the project, I think, since before the ICO. Is that correct?
Right.
And what were you doing before, and how did you discover Morpheus Network and the blockchain?
Right. So since 2017, I have been working with multiple blockchain startups, and I met Dan in November 2017, I guess. Yeah, November 2017. Yeah. So we discussed Morpheus Network platform and how we envisioned the product, and since then, there has been no looking back. I've been associated with the company in terms of managing the token sale to begin with, then the product launch, and now the adoption. So right, it has been an exciting journey, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Okay. All right. Very good. And then how did you get into cryptocurrency or blockchain in the first place?
Right. So it wasn't something that I intended. So I was looking for potential work opportunities in terms of marketing and community building because that has been my background. So then I learned about blockchain and crypto. And obviously, if you are intrigued by it, certainly there's no looking back. So you have the fintech industry, you have the big monies in, and you have the global audience. So I think that's the best thing about crypto, that okay, the community is there 24/7, the exchanges are on, the communication never stops. So it's so dynamic, it's so interesting. So I absolutely love it.
Okay, very good. Now, you said you're involved with other blockchain projects as well. So let me do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say you're involved with other blockchain projects as well. Now, without necessarily naming them, what is it you think that makes Morpheus Network distinct? And you can also, without naming them, other projects that you may have come across. What distinguishes Morpheus Network and sets it apart?
Right. So starting from the technology part to the communication to a strong team. So even when I'm, speaking with a lot of entrepreneurs or aspiring, budding startup entrepreneurs, the first question, I ask them is, okay, what do you stand for? And what is it that you have that other projects don't? So they have the product sorted, they have the technology sorted, but to have a combination of the right team, to have the domain expertise, to have a proven track record. So this is something which differentiates Morpheus from the rest. So you have a solid leadership, you have a solid technology, you have a clear vision, and you know what your differentiators are. And certainly, other things are also sorted. So there are other advisors in the team. You have a solid contact, you have a solid network where you can get in touch with companies like Vital can. So the access to the technology and access to the network of relevant people, I think that separates Morpheus from the rest, and everything else just follows. When you have the groundwork laid, then you can work on the communication, you can work on the marketing, but the script has to be strong. Let's say if you are an actor, you are Brad Pitt, and you do a movie, so obviously you can attract a lot of people to the cinema hall, but ultimately it's the script that has to live up to the hype. So the script of Morpheus Network, the platform and the team, so it's really strong. And then everything is just, you can say they are the puzzles they repeat that fit perfectly.
Very good. No, I like that analogy. So you have to have a great product, which as far as I can tell, Morpheus Network has. And then you have to have really, really great people who are building that great product, a cohesive team, which it certainly seems like that to me.
Right. So if you're an investor, you might think that, okay, you are putting your money on the jockey, and there are investors who put their money on the horse. And so jockey as in to the team who's leading the project, and the horse being the real product. And then you have a combination of both, the Morpheus Network for you.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, a few things that strike me, because I'm involved with many projects, that I cover, because my channel is a project-based channel. I do mostly regular videos about this project, and then regular videos about this project, and then regular videos about this project. Not so much general news. So one is Morpheus Network has post ICO, and you haven't run off with the money. To your credit, you guys are still here building the product, right?
Yeah, we planned it a few times, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. That's right. Now is not the time. You spent too much, and then you've got a product that has many real world customers. So it's not a product that's just for the blockchain world, or one day, someday, it'll be ready for the world to embrace. No, you've got legacy companies who are engaging with this product. And I know from talking to Dan, as well as the pilots that you're publicly you've made public, there's many in the background, I sense, that are being lined up to go public at some point, like a full pipeline, as far as I can tell. And I don't have any access to any information that's not in the public domain. And I'm saying this because of the way that information keeps coming out on a regular basis, and also the nature of doing business with corporations. It just takes time. It's very slow.
Right. You have to be at the right place at the right time. Yes. So pilots and other potential partnerships, so they're a part of the journey. So that's part of the process that we actually try to hit the target.
Yep. And then you've got the real world customers and more and more real world potential customers in the background coming in, and those customers or the pilot projects happy with the projects telling other pilot projects, either you yourself, either you doing that or them doing that or other projects discovering. So it's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So there's more and more use for the product. And then a team that, as far as I can tell, seem to work well together. And then particularly relevant for you is this communication strategy that you have.
Right.
So on the one hand, you guys aren't like Justin Sun or CZ of Binance, right?
Yeah.
Just shouting everywhere. Here we are, right? On the other hand, you're not hidden. You know, Dan does a lot of AMAs. He does many videos. He's always out there. And then there's the regular reports and blogs and communication that you put out and your team put out. So what's the thinking behind this particular strategy?
Right. So essentially, you put it rightly that okay, we are not a crypto company. We are a blockchain company, and also we are a supply chain middleware platform that uses blockchain and crypto for a reason. It's not that we wanted to get into crypto and blockchain and we decided to do Morpheus Network. So there was a clear-headed strategy what we wanted to achieve, and we are in line with that. In terms of the communication strategy, so we can't be like Binance or any other crypto project because our core audience is B2B. So we are a platform or we are a product that is solving a real world problem. Now, if you are a company that has a problem and if I'm solving a problem, you don't care if it's blockchain solving the problem, crypto solving the problem, or it's the legacy technology. However, if we are using blockchain or crypto for a reason that is actually making a real world impact, which it has in terms of Alcan and STL and other great partnerships. So that is a validation that, okay, the product is actually making a difference. And in terms of the communication strategy, so had it been another project, so you could have blasted it everywhere. You could have got a lot of interest from the crypto investors. However, in our case, we have to make sure that, okay, we are saying the right things at the right time. 90% or maybe like 80-90% of the work is behind the scenes, where we get in touch with the potential investors or potential clients, I beg your pardon, and we have personalized communication for them. So as per the company, we adapt our communication material in terms of the text, in terms of the light papers, and make sure we are making the right noise at the right time. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. So had we been a retail company, let's say maybe another brand, so there our audience has been the retail audience, which is in the case. So therefore, there is a lot of strategy, and in terms of communication, we make sure everything is properly measured before we actually get it out.
Right. It's very interesting, Nikhil, because what you said is I thought of something that's never occurred to me before. See, my background is not in business. My background is in social work and sales and training and stuff, right? But mostly social work, that kind of mindset. But given that you define yourself as a business-to-business company, which you are, it's a product for the business world, then there's a way, I suppose, you have to present yourself and engage yourself so you're seen as credible and professional and not controversial.
Right.
Because you're dealing with very conservative.
In fact, let's take the example of your channel. So you have been facing some issues, the shadow banning.
Yeah.
Because of the issue that, okay, the blockchain is not the word that Facebook or Google want to hear. So therefore, as a company, if another company is solving their problem, so it doesn't matter what technology they are building or what technology they are from. So as long as the solution is there, it's fine. However, if crypto or blockchain is the icebreaker, so it may make the right noise somewhere in terms of the crypto audience or in terms of some projects which are doing similar work. However, the long run, I think the product has to solve the problem, and when the adoption happens, all the dots connect. So that is what our objective is.
Very good, very good. And then you keep rolling out regular blog articles and updates, going public with pilots. Oh, this pilot, oh, we're now doing this. What's the thinking behind that? Why do it so often?
Okay, so pilots, I think the more the merrier. In terms of pilots, so pilot is more of a reflection that, okay, we are getting in touch with a lot of potential partners. And since you know that, okay, blockchain, so it doesn't matter to the client, but actually blockchain is something which is relatively new, and we have to try out a lot of, we have to deploy the technologies and make sure it is working. So it's good to make sure, good to deploy the technology in various sectors, be it healthcare, be it manufacturing, and see where we can or we are more likely to make an impact. So pilots allow us that leverage that, okay, we can make the right noise at the right place. So to give you an example, so we bucket the potential customers or potential clients in multiple categories. And let's say if we're making more impact in healthcare or manufacturing, we'll put in more efforts.
Very good, very good. All right, moving on a bit. I want to speak about the Medium blogs. So
Right.
just a little bit about me, Nikhil. My mother used to be a lecturer in English. My brother is a professor. My grandfather was a professor. So I come from this very educated, literate background. Plus, I was schooled in England, so which is why I speak English like this and proper BBC received pronunciation if required. And I have a first class honors. I have a first class honors degree from a British university. And one of the things that galls me, and in a way I can understand it, is why it happens, is the really poor quality of English with a lot of the cryptocurrency projects. Now, I know many of them, it's not their first language. You know, you've got people working from all over the world. So you might have a Ukrainian writer or an Indian writer or a Spanish writer thinking in their native language, translating to English, and it's just clumsy. But there's something different about the Morpheus Network articles. And I read them, and they're effortless to read. They're very clear and simple, and I'm not technically minded. And what we are talking about is something that's very, I think, technical heavy, or could be. And they're very well written. And before we started recording, I thought it was you just writing them on your lonesome, right? But no, explain to us the process. What goes into writing a blog?
English isn't my first language either.
I know, but many people in India and Pakistan speak English really, really well and write it really, really well.
Right. So we have a team, as you rightly mentioned, it's a team effort. We have a team and we have multiple tiers of review and proofreading going on. And one of the things you mentioned that, okay, it's very simple to read. So we have the best of both worlds, as in we have the technical inputs from our team members, from our technical team. And then we have the writers who are trying to simplify everything. Then I proofread everything. Then we have other tools as well. Then Dan spends some time reading those articles, making sure they're perfect. Then we have community members helping us with their inputs. Also, we have to make sure everything that goes out has a legal knot.
Yes.
So there is a 5-tier process to make sure everything is aligned. And I am really glad that you like the articles.
Yes, I do, and I'm sure other Morpheus Network token holders do as well, right? And because it also keeps the morale up, because they can see there's progress, there's development, things are happening.
So one of the reasons is, okay, so when I speak with other entrepreneurs or investors, so I give the example of Morpheus Network. So one of the reasons is I could be biased, but again, this is something, again, if I have to be biased, I have to stand for something. So these articles are really well written, and because they have been proofread by multiple people and have inputs of all the team members, everybody is happy. So this is something you can actually stand for and say that, okay, these articles have a lot of inputs and they are fit to be published on multiple platforms.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Anything else you want to let us know about the communication strategy?
Yeah, so I would love to tell the members that, okay, a lot of things go behind the scenes. So according to you, or it could be the general perception that we are releasing a lot of information. So if you ask me personally, I would like to release some information on a daily basis. So the more the merrier. Yeah, but to release one article, maybe 2 articles, there goes a lot of hard work. And so this is, you can say maybe 10-20% of the work. 80% of the work is behind the scenes, where we are actually trying to make the real world adoption, or we are trying to drive the partnership or the efforts. So yeah, we have a lot of things going on.
Very good, very good. Okay, all right. And I'm going to have all the links in the description below for people to find out about this and look into this and stuff. Although I imagine everybody who's watching this, most people who are watching this, are already very aware of Morpheus Network and very happy with the direction the project is taking. Is there anything else you want to let us know or let the community know?
Yes, I would just like to tell the community, and stay on your toes and keep us motivated all the time. So be critical as possible, because that will help us refine the product and cover the blind.
Very, yes. And I suppose also if somebody's connected to a business that may benefit from Morpheus Networks, blockchain solution, supply chain solution, they should contact, I suppose, through Telegram or email some of the team to make the connection.
Tens of thousands of members, and to have a community where you have 10, 20,000 members. So essentially you have 10, 20,000 people working for the team, with the team. That's a huge, huge advantage that we enjoy.
That is okay. Well, Nikhil, listen, thank you so much for coming on board. I've now disabused myself of the notion of you working hard, typing, writing away with your pen, writing these fine blogs, right? For those of you that are watching, if you have any comments or questions, put them in the description below. Please subscribe to my BitTube channel, also my library channel. You can, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel, but I do show my videos on BitTube first. But check out Morpheus Network. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Nikhil signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.